You know that feeling when you drive past a nice house in a nice neighborhood and some quiet, annoying voice in your head goes, "How do people even afford that?" Not in a bitter way, just genuinely confused, because you know their salary isn't that different from yours, and yet somehow they own a house and you're still doing math in your head about whether you can afford guac. Here's the thing nobody explains properly. Real estate doesn't make rich people rich because they're smarter than you. It makes them rich because of 4 boring, unsexy mechanics working quietly in the background at the same time. And once you see all 4 of them, you cannot unsee them. You will start looking at houses differently for the rest of your life. So let's actually break this down. Not the Instagram version, the real version. Mechanic number 1. The house pays you rent, even if you live in it. Let's start simple. Say a house costs $300,000. Every single year, that house probably goes up in value somewhere between 3 and 5%. Doesn't sound like much. It's not supposed to feel exciting. That's the whole trick with money that actually works. It's boring on purpose. 3% of $300,000 is $9,000. In 1 year, just sitting there. Not because you did anything, not because you were smart that day. The house just quietly got more valuable while you were at work, while you were asleep, while you were arguing with your mom about Thanksgiving plans. Now, here's where it gets interesting. That $9,000 gain isn't 3% of your money. It's 3% of the house's total value. And most people don't pay $300,000 in cash for a house. Which brings us to mechanic number 2, and this is the one that actually changes everything. Mechanic number 2, other people's money working for you. Let's call this the borrowed ladder. Say you put down $30,000, which is 10%, and the bank gives you the other $270,000 as a loan. That house still goes up by that same $9,000 a year. But now, ask yourself, $9,000 is what percent of the money you actually put in? 9,000 divided by 30,000. That's not 3% anymore. That's 30%. Say that out loud one more time. You put in $30,000 of your own money, and in 1 year, the value of the house went up by 9,000. That's a 30% return on your actual cash. Not because the house did anything crazy, because you used the bank's money to control an asset way bigger than what you could afford in cash. That's called leverage. And it's the single biggest reason real estate builds wealth faster than almost anything else available to a normal person with a normal job. A stock doesn't let you do this. You can't walk into a brokerage and say, "I'd like to buy $300,000 of Apple stock. Here's $30,000, you cover the rest, and I'll pay you back slowly over time at a fixed rate." They'll laugh you out of the building. But a bank will do exactly that for a house because the house is the collateral. That's the whole game. Mechanic number 3, somebody else pays off your loan for you. This is the one that breaks people's brains a little, in a good way. Let's say you don't live in that house. You rent it out. Your tenant pays you, let's say, $2,000 a month. Out of that $2,000, maybe $1,500 goes towards your mortgage payment. And here's the part people miss. A chunk of that mortgage payment isn't just disappearing into interest. It's actually paying down the loan balance, which means every single month you owe the bank a little bit less, which means you own a little bit more of that house. So think about what's actually happening here. Your tenant is living in a place, going to work, living their life, and every month a piece of their rent check is quietly transferring ownership of that house from the bank to you. You didn't do anything except own the house. Somebody else's rent money is buying you equity while you sleep. This is what people mean when they say money buys options, not because you suddenly have a yacht, because now you have an asset that's growing in value, getting paid down by someone else's money, and you didn't have to lift a finger after the initial purchase. Mechanic number 4, and this is the one almost nobody talks about. The government basically pays you to own real estate. Every year, On paper, that house loses value due to something called depreciation, even though in real life it's usually going up in value, like we just talked about. The government lets you claim that paper loss on your taxes. So you get to say, hey, this asset technically declined in value this year. Reduce your taxable income, pay less in taxes, while the actual real-world value of the house is going up the entire time. Let that sink in for a second. The asset is going up in real life, but on paper, for tax purposes, it's going down. And you get to benefit from both realities at the same time. That's not a loophole rich people invented in secret. That's literally built into the tax code, available to anyone who owns rental property. Most people just never learn it exists.
Now here's the story part, because numbers alone don't stick. Stories do. Meet Dana and meet Priya. Same age, same job, same salary. Started saving at the exact same time. Dana keeps her money in a regular savings account because it feels safe, feels responsible, feels like the adult thing to do. Priya takes that same amount, saves up a down payment, and buys a small rental property. 5 years later, Dana's savings grew a little from interest. Fine, nothing crazy. Priya's property went up in value from appreciation. Her tenant has been paying down her mortgage balance every single month for 5 years straight. She's been writing off depreciation on her taxes every year. And she can, if she wants to, borrow against the equity in that house to buy a second one. Dana did everything responsibly. Priya did one thing differently. She let an asset work on 4 different levels at the same time instead of one. That's the entire secret. It was never about being smarter. It was about understanding that one asset, real estate, can quietly work for you in 4 separate ways at once, while a savings account only works for you in one boring way. Now, I need to be honest with you, because I'm not here to sell you a dream. Real estate isn't magic, and it isn't risk-free. Tenants can be a nightmare. Repairs happen at the worst possible time, always. Markets can dip. Leverage cuts both ways. It makes gains bigger, but it makes losses bigger too if you're not careful. This isn't a buy any house tomorrow video. This is a understand how the machine actually works before you touch it video. Know the mechanics first. Respect them. Then decide if and when you're ready to use them. But once you understand these 4 mechanics, appreciation, leverage, someone else paying down your loan, and the tax benefits, you stop looking at real estate as this mysterious rich person thing. You start seeing it as a system, a boring, patient, unglamorous system that rewards people who understand it and quietly punishes people who never bother to learn it. You are not behind. You just never had anyone break this down in plain language before. Now you do. What you do with it next is up to you. So here's my question for you, and I actually want you to answer this in the comments. Have you ever seriously considered buying a rental property? Or does the whole idea still feel completely out of reach for you right now? Tell me honestly. And if this made something click for you, subscribe, because we're going to keep breaking down exactly how money actually works. No fluff, no jargon, just the truth about how this stuff really operates.